Welcome to the Nightcap. It's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and it's Girls Night. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yes, we got the ladies in because we're talking about kind of a sensitive subject. Listen, after a long-term relationship, getting back into the field ain't easy. You don't know how to even date anymore, especially in this day and age when dating apps are all over the place, social media, and just the expectations. It's gonna be rough, but we need a drink in our hand. And baby, this month we're celebrating cognac with Douce. I've got Sullivan here. What do you got for me and the ladies?
Carolina, for you today, I have the Douce Spicy Sidecar.
Ooh,
Really,
spicy sidecar.
we like the spice. I mean, you know, like this is one of the flavors like everybody enjoy right now.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make a twist on the classic sidecar. You have a really nice tropical notes. Please enjoy.
Oh, I shall. Thank you so much, Sullivan. You gonna show me how to make it later?
Of course,
and
absolutely.
we'll talk Douce. I love
Everything
it.
Douce.
Everything Douce. And I have some for the ladies, but we gotta start this conversation, so let's get into it.
Yeah, what's up for a nightcap? Chill, you know, kick back.
All right, let's talk to the ladies about getting back in the field. These are all first-time guests. We've got Keandra.
Yes.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Next to you in the middle, we've got Jackie Barreda.
Yes.
Welcome,
hi.
darling.
Thank you.
And a former colleague of mine, we've got Amber Dominique in the building.
Hey,
girl. All right, ladies. I feel like dating already is scary, as it is.
It's crazy.
But after being in a relationship for a long time, it's disorienting, I feel, to get your feet wet again and having to meet a new partner and just try to figure out what dating is in general. Am I right with this feeling?
You're on point.
Absolutely. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so what are y'all's current situations? How long have y'all been out of a relationship?
I have been divorced for over a year now.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long was your marriage?
3 years.
3 years.
The relationship was 7.
7 years.
Yeah.
And okay, you still fresh out. I feel like 1 year compared to 7. That's a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, exactly. But
Jackie, what about you?
2 months.
2 months.
Oh, okay. No, wait. Ooh, girl.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
And it was a 4.5-year relationship, serious relationship.
Wow.
So I'm really fresh.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you my insight on
Oh,
where I'm at.
we gonna dive in.
Okay.
Amber?
I'm the vet out here.
Not the vet.
I've been divorced for 8 years. I was married for 8 years, and we were in a relationship for 11 years.
Wow.
All right, so you're the vet, you the newbie, and you right in between.
I'm in between.
Okay.
It's a perfect mix.
Yeah, great mix. All right, Jackie, you were ready to
Yes.
start sharing.
Yeah. So I'm honestly, so the relationship ended amicably. So honestly, sometimes I still feel like I'm in a relationship.
Oh.
And it's interesting because this is the first time I've ever experienced that. Right? And it was just kind of, we got to a crossroads and it was like, this is where we have to go. And what I've learned is that right now I'm okay. But part of that is that I'm in a good space. But it's different because I don't feel like I need to get some revenge or that I was done wrong and I have to go out and do this and that. I'm really in a good space right now. I know that I'm not ready to date. I'm there, but because I'm so content with myself and happy with myself and I'm in a good space, I feel like that's why I don't feel like I have to fill a void.
Yeah, because you say you still feel like you're in a relationship, girl.
Yes,
That's
like
wild.
it hasn't hit me, and yes, I've communicated with him, and yeah, the crossroads is there, but there was decisions that were made, and that's how I feel.
And that's it.
Yeah. So.
All right, Amber, you the opposite.
Okay,
You've been out
Yes.
for 8 years. So have you been dating in these years?
I have.
Okay.
I actually called someone my boyfriend.
Oh.
Yeah, girl.
Oh.
I called someone my boyfriend for like a year and a half.
Okay.
So, and that was about a year ago.
Okay.
So I did some dips in between, but initially getting out of the 8-year, 11-year relationship,
That's
8-year
what I wanna ask.
marriage.
Take us back to that moment when you
So
were
that
stepping
part
in.
was kind of hard for me. Going into dating because we were together for so long, pretty much all of my 20s. I got married at 22 years old. So it was like all of my 20s into my early 30s. And then, then I'm single. And so everyone's like going out and I'm like, I'm supposed to be doing this at 31, 32. Oh, well, let me go ahead and do it, So I definitely wasn't scared to get out there, but I was cautious. Like, I ran into some very good men, some great men actually, and some of them have went on to get married, have had children since then. I wasn't ready at that time. Like I literally was in my play because I had been in my I had been in a relationship for so long, so I was in my play time, and you know, that's just how I deal with it.
Kiki, are you in your play time right now?
I don't know. I'm because I'm such a lover girl, and I feel like play time sounds like there's several. You know, like I feel like that. Well,
we listen and we don't judge on this show, okay?
So I'm such a lover girl. I have to take my time, like one person at a time, and then I really spent a lot of time getting to know myself. And people like, it's not a lot of time because it's been a year. Well, I spent like toward the end of my relationship more so a little bit lonely, so I spent a lot of time with myself and really getting to know myself and just falling back in love with me first before I started to get out and present myself. So I think now I'm more so pretty much in between them two. I definitely don't feel like I'm still in a relationship, but I'm also not in play. So I'm just in lover girl, just like, you know, in my femininity, just attracting what I want to attract and, you know, dissing what I want to diss.
Well, I'm out of that now. That was in the beginning. Look, it's been 8 years since that divorce. So like the first 2 years, because I lost that in my 20s. I feel like.
That's true.
Of course.
Yeah. So I didn't get married until I was in my 30s. So that's different.
All right, we got more to talk about. All right, you stay right there. We're gonna talk to these lover girls and play time after the break.
Okay, so listen to me good, because the one thing that they don't tell you and prepare you for after you get out of a long-term relationship and you want to go date again is when you just get out of a long-term relationship or a marriage, whatever it may be, you are going to be expecting a husband or a wife from a stranger. Let that sink in, okay?
Yeah.
Are y'all finding that out in these streets?
I definitely
find it to be the opposite too, because I think that when you tell people that you have been married before, they are really willing to take you down the aisle again. Like very fast. So you do have to pump the brakes, like, okay, because I guess, you know, they say it's pee in the pool out there. So I think that when women like because a lot of times, you know, women are now starting to be empowered to the point where we don't settle down traditionally like men didn't settle down. And I think that now that we're kind of having our own thing, like men are like, hey, they're trying to like really get a grasp on you and like, hey, you need to settle down. It's like, who are you to tell me? Like, you know, so I do think that I don't necessarily go out looking for that, but I think I do attract it for sure.
Do you think it's like people who are finally ready and it's like, oh, you have experience in this.
Yes.
So now you can teach me and I'm ready. Let's do it.
Yeah, they definitely do that. They're like, oh, you were married before? Okay. And then a lot of times when you are in that long-term relationship, you build those characteristics, right? So I have the character trait of being a nurturer. I'm a mother too, so I have the character trait of making sure that you're always good and do you need something? And those are little things to me, but so to speak, in the streets, I guess people not asking that or not doing that. So then they look at you like that's a major attraction. Like, oh, you were a wife, you know how to take care of home. And every time I go over your house, there's something on the stove. And, you know, and I'm like, people don't cook out here no more. You know? So, they're definitely looking for you to be their next wife because you were a wife.
And you're like, it ain't going to be me.
Not today, sir.
We live in such an individualistic world that I think that everybody is about themselves and what makes me, you know, I need to focus on me. I need to, you know, it's all about me, who's going to make me feel better, and I need you to elevate my life and things like that. And I think it works on both sides. So I think sometimes when guys see that too much out of a woman, it makes them feel like, are you even nurturing? What do you have to, not necessarily bring to the table, because I hate that term, but like, what do you have to give in a relationship? And sometimes if you're already been married or in a long-term relationship, it's proof that you are willing to give that part of yourself and to basically put someone else before you, whether it's a child or a man. And sometimes you do have to compromise and put that person thought before you, or whatever, compromise and love. So I think that that's what.
Jackie, as you're hearing this, I know you're not dipping your toes in the dating pool yet, but I know you must have some sort of like expectation or standard that you want out of your next partner, whenever that may be in your future. are you more concerned about the compromise, or are you more concerned about I better be feeling good no matter
No,
what?
it has to be a compromise.
Okay.
I'm open to compromise. I can compromise. No problem. I think that's what makes a relationship. You know, and for me, because of I've been divorced before, the end all be all is not marriage. To me, it means being in a great relationship, because I have been in a marriage that wasn't great. So for me, it's the relationship. You really have to have a great, solid relationship for where both of you pour into one another.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately, so that's commitment, that is sacrifice, that is, you know, meeting me in the middle. I will support you, you support me. That's the way it has to work. That's the only way it's going to work.
Yeah.
Because if not, there's resentment. One person feels that they're doing more than the other. And then that's what causes the ripple effect. It's the little things, right, that end up adding up and, you know, not helping their relationship last. And both people have to be willing to put in work. Relationships are work.
They are work, baby.
definitely
They
work.
definitely are. All right, I want to hear.
Therapist over here, okay? Give it to us, Jackie.
I want to hear from Amber and Kiki on what they want. So you stay right there. We'll be right back with their responses. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We're talking about dating after long-term relationships. I've got Kiki, Jackie, and Amber. All right, Jackie just took us to therapy, and she ain't even in the dating scene right now. Okay, but Amber, you've been in it for 8 years. You've had a relationship since your marriage. You're single again.
Yes.
What are you looking for now that you've experienced what you've experienced?
Same as Jackie, as well as Kiki said, I know myself more now. In the beginning, yes, I was excited to be out there. I know myself more. So I'm a whole being, and I'm looking for another whole being.
Girl, I thought you were saying whole being, and I was like, oh, she really on that
Okay.
Been there, done that. Everybody had one of those. Okay, but no, I'm a whole person, and I know what I am and what I want. I can say in the beginning, like stepping out after the marriage, I would always compare someone to him. Like he was my standard, or, you know, things like that. So I was like, oh no, you know, he doesn't do this, so I can't do that. And he doesn't, you know, I can't take him around, because if he doesn't look like how he looked, he gonna laugh at me. You know what I'm saying? Like just different things.
Oh, wow.
But then I had to realize, and a friend told me, well, do you want to be back with him?
Yeah.
So you have to find you a new level of standards. So I had to find me a new level of what I'm looking for. It's not a picture, like I can't paint you a picture of who this person is going to be.
Right.
But my feelings and my heart will know once that person comes around.
Wow. Kiki,
Yes.
listening to Amber, does that resonate? Like the holding your ex-partner as a, what do you call it, as a barometer for the people you date?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, especially in the beginning, because
The good
I think
parts,
the
not
good
the
parts,
bad
because you
parts,
realize
yeah.
you're not quite over that person, so your mind wants to block out the things that separated you two and just hold on to those good memories, and so then you're carrying that over to the next person, and then also you're expecting the next person to know you as much as that person has known you for 7 years, and like, you don't know me, I can't expect that from you. So yeah, I definitely resonate with that in the beginning for sure. And then after time, you start to realize, okay, I'm tripping, like, this is what you didn't like, this is what you did like, these are the qualities that you want to, because obviously to be married and to say yes to someone, there's something about them that attracts you. So there are some qualities that that person has that you will still look for in someone else.
Right.
It's just that those things that didn't meet expectations or whatever, drove you two apart, those are the things that you're like, okay, I know these are my red flags, I don't want to do this again. Or maybe even if it was just a situation where it may not even been a red flag, just you two simply grew apart, and that's like, okay, I'm at a different level here now, and because I strongly believe that you deserve whoever you get at the time. Like, I do. I know people are like, what do you mean? What,
Even
but
if
he
they're a
treated
bad
me like
person,
this.
because that's
I
what you
do,
attract.
because I feel like if you date before you really get to know yourself, you will accept things that you normally wouldn't accept until you truly love yourself. Once you truly love yourself and know yourself, then you know, okay, I'm not going to accept that. And you're like, well, why did I accept that bad person? And you realize later, like, oh, because I was this, or maybe because I was wounded and I'm really trying to move on too fast. So I'm just accepting this person because this person is nice. But nice can be good for someone else too, because nice doesn't have all these other things that you need. So I do think that, yeah, you get what you deserve because you're purposely overlooking those things because you want what you want. And sometimes we can do that, and we can be the cat and we are the mouse. So stay the mouse. Like, don't be the cat.
Jackie, I saw you agreeing with Kiki. You were like, absolutely. What are your...
Yeah, because really, depending on where we are in our life, that's what we're going to attract, right? So when you attract someone that's not up to par, you really have to be introspective and see, why is it that I attracted this person? And that's when you realize
And decided
that,
to
pursue it and stay with this. Yeah, and then there's some work that needs to be done.
And that's what I meant by saying I'm a whole person now. Right. At that point, I needed some voids filled that he filled. Sure. I needed some areas that he could feel that capacity of, you know. And even in his good ways and his bad ways, he filled that area. But now I know Amber. Right. And you got to come correct. You got to come correct.
I love it. Well, cheers, ladies.
Yes.
Whether you find a happy relationship or you're happy solo, baby, happiness to all of you. All right, you know what else brings happiness? Some Douce. So I'm going behind the bar with my guy Sullivan to learn how to make this cocktail and learn more about the brand. You stay right there. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Nightcap. I'm behind the bar because I've got Sullivan Doe, the global brand ambassador for Douce, which is all over this bar, and the beverage director for Winsome Prime, Antoinette. And it's time to do what? Back that glass up! Yes, baby. Okay, that spicy sidecar.
You enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I
You're
enjoyed it
familiar
very
with the
good.
sidecar? The
Yes.
classic sidecar. You're familiar?
Yes, I'm familiar with
So we
classic.
wanted with Douce to kind of like bring it to a higher level, complexity, but like with really nice spiciness and tropical notes.
Yes, which is what we're all about this summer. And this is something that we can purchase at Winsome Prime.
Only at Winsome Prime.
Only at Winsome Prime. Yes. And Antoinette's going to show us how to make an easier version later. But now, the spicy sidecar from Sullivan.
Super simple. First of all, the star of the show, Douce VSOP. So you know, VSOP stands for Very Superior Old Pale, which means that the youngest...
Actually, I never knew that's what it stood for. Very superior what?
Old Pale.
Old pale?
Because it's just a bit darker. And so that means that the youngest eau de vie inside the spirit, inside the bottle, has spent a minimum of 4 years in a barrel. So here we have 4 to 7 years. A lot of spiciness, woody notes. The purpose of Douce was really to create a cognac that fits the way we drink today. And that mixed into cocktail. It was created for cocktail. So please make cocktail with Douce. That's the purpose of this spirit.
I love it.
Cognac was one of the most used spirits in the cocktails. We just forgot about it. Yeah,
Hold
it's
on.
a spicy sidecar.
Spicy with Tabasco.
Exactly, because you know, I like Tabasco, especially Tabasco, because there's a really nice vinegar content that pairs really well with Bacardi mango chili. So that's what's gonna make it like spicy and tropical. You tasted it. It was wonderful,
I tasted
right?
it. It's fantastic. All right, go ahead and shake it up.
All
All right,
right.
so Antoinette, why is it so important to Winsome Prime? Which, by the way, Winsome Prime used to be the Warwick. Now it's Winsome Prime. Can you
We
please
have
clarify these
so
things
many
for us?
questions
Yes.
in the city of Houston. So Winsome Prime is our new name currently.
Okay.
We were known as the Warwick, but we made a name change at the end of March. So there's no confusion. There's no new owners. There's no new staff. The menu is still great. We have some new additions to it, along with one of these newer drinks right here, the spicy sidecar. Nothing has changed. We just wanted to have the name to use it to franchise out. So we just actually opened our Dallas location. They just had the grand opening right there in Trinity Groves in Dallas, Texas. So we're still doing great things in Houston. You can't forget about the older child. The new baby is here, but the older child is still in the city.
Still in the city.
Yes.
All right, but the younger child can learn how to make a more basic cocktail at home.
Because they can't get this recipe. We're not giving this. We're not giving the people this full recipe. We're not sharing this recipe. I'm so sorry. It's only exclusive to Winsome Prime. But anywhere you go, you definitely can go ahead and pour up one of my faves. We're gonna do 3 parts lemonade. So For my non-bartenders at home, if you don't have a jigger, this one is a 2-ounce pour right here. So we're just gonna go.
2
like
shot
this.
glasses, essentially. Just.
And then we're gonna take our Douce VSOP, the VSOP,
Very superior old pale.
and 1 part of that. Pour it in. I like to shake it so I get a little ice flakes in there. Can you
Okay.
give me a little
Alright.
1-2 in there?
So jumping on the VS, there's different categories in cognac. There's VS, VSOP, and XO.
Oh.
That's actually
Oh,
the
man.
XO bottle
So
right there, right?
basically, like, you know,
I don't know. I don't know.
do
I
you
don't
even know how we make cognac?
Brandy. Do you even know where
Brandy,
cognac friends?
okay.
Brandy.
Okay, so it can only be made in France out of grapes harvested in the region around the town of Cognac.
Cognac. Like, just because your wine has bubbles does not mean it's champagne, baby.
That's
Okay.
a sparkling wine if it doesn't come out of.
Champagne.
So I like to shake it up a little bit. You can go to any single bar and say, you know what, give me that Douce and lemonade. Oh, yes.
And it's really simple.
All right, I know the ladies are ready to step out. They want their drinks. You already know where to go. Win some Prime, have some Douce. And listen, if you just left a long-term relationship, it's all good, baby. Find you, and then maybe you'll find your boo, but you're fine by yourself. Cheers to you. We'll see you guys next time.
Cheers.